It's been almost 3 months since Finance Minister Uhuru Kenyatta asked his cabinet colleagues and top government officials to surrender their fuel guzzlers. However, the luxurious vehicles still adorn our roads as the users drag their feet in complying with the directive. So far, only 4 cabinet ministers, among them Mohammed Elmi and Uhuru, have returned their huge cars. Uhuru told Parliament today that all must comply by end of September.
We are in the process, like I said, of acquiring replacement vehicles to replace those that are in the process of being withdrawn.
The finance minister, however, triggered a wave of reactions when he said that the president, the prime minister and the vice president are exempt from the directive.
It is also true that the president of Rwanda, he drives a convoy of only 2 vehicles. Mr. Speaker, what I'm asking is, why are you exempting the office of the president, the office of the vice president and the office of the prime minister?
The exemption is because those 3 offices also represent the state, and as such, the dignity of those offices needs to be respected and maintained, Mr. Speaker.
But Uhuru's answer did not satisfy the backbenchers, who argued that the big 3 must lead by example.
Does it therefore also mean that the dignity of the ministers has been reduced by being asked to drive the Volkswagens or whatever other vehicles?
Is the minister in order to keep going around this question while knowing very well that this thing is not workable? He himself drives a car which is above 1800 cc, but it's just a Volkswagen.
Proceeds from the sale of the surrendered vehicles was supposed to be added to the kitty set aside for settling the internally displaced persons. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Raila Odinga was taken to task over the responsibilities of assistant ministers in the Grand Coalition. The backbenchers argued that assistant ministers are underutilized in the running of ministries and oftenly reduced to running errands for their ministers.
But those assistant ministers, because they are the ones who are in those ministries, understand what goes on in the ministries, and therefore in the absence of the minister, they should be allowed to sit in the cabinet.
The directive by Finance Minister Uhuru Kenyatta on the withdrawal of fuel guzzlers being used by cabinet ministers and other top government officials was bound to meet stiff opposition from the users. And with the September deadline fast looming, it will be interesting to see whether the government can be able to enforce this noble rule that is going to save the taxpayers millions of shillings. Francis Gashuri, Citizen TV in Nairobi.